business leaders and financiers. Hedge funds, VCs, founders, family offices, net worth runs from a few million to multi-billion. They live on deal flow and speed, shared weekends compress time, breakfast can become a term sheet, sunset a board intro. The host gets co-investors and capital that moves across time zones. Under blackmail, the asks look transactional. Anchor a fund, reprice around, forgive a covenant, roll a debt, greenlight a merger, or pass on a competitor's deal. Even soft asks matter. Share the deck early, signal to other money, or sit on your hands so someone else wins. Which particular business leader comes to mind as you watch this? Politicians and government officials. They run cities, agencies, and committees. Net worth ranges from modest savings to many millions through books, speaking, and family wealth. Most rise through law or policy jobs, then elections and senior staff roles. Time with a famous billionaire means faster doors, jets, donors, and a crowd where one handshake saves 10 meetings. The host gets shine and soft access to decision makers. If someone had blackmail leverage, here the menu of asks gets sharp. Nudge a regulation, delay an investigation, slip language into a bill, accelerate a permit, place a friendly appointee, or simply do nothing when doing nothing helps. Even small, do-nothing favors can be huge in government. Which particular politician comes to mind as you watch this? Celebrities and artists. Actors, musicians, directors, authors, viral creators. Net worth swings from gig to nine-figure icons. Careers move on attention and momentum. A weekend on a headline yacht can replace a month of publicity. A table next to power is its own press release. The host gets sparkle, social proof, and a magnet for the next guest list. With blackmail leverage, asks tilt toward image and reach. Public endorsements. A cameo, a fundraiser appearance, a strategic post, or staying silent when a scandal breaks. Even a quiet introduction to a producer or brand can be traded like currency. Which particular celebrity comes to mind as you watch this? Academics and scientists. Professors, lab directors, institute heads. Net worth ranges from comfortable to patent rich. Their oxygen is funding, publishing, and prestige. A single donor can buy a microscope or keep a center alive. Private travel stitches together symposia and donors in one loop. The host gets intellectual halo and early views of what's next. Blackmail leverage here targets credibility and knowledge pipelines. A glowing quote, a board seat, a paper timed to help a narrative, a referral to a promising student, early access to research, or steering a grant application toward a friendly outcome. Even the appearance of endorsement from a famous scholar can move public opinion. Which particular scientist comes to mind as you watch this? Royalty and high society figures. Princes, princesses, aristocrats, legacy heirs, old money socialites. Some are land rich, cash poor, others overflow. Their currency is soft power, patronage, charity boards, introductions to gilded rooms. The host gets legitimacy photos can't buy at the mall. If blackmailed, favors skew symbolic yet potent. A patronage letter, a guest of honor slot, a charity gala invite, a photo op that calms doubts, a private introduction to a sovereign fund, or gentle pressure that keeps doors open in palaces and embassies. Symbolic acts can have very real downstream effects. Which particular royalty comes to mind as you watch this? Legal figures and lawyers. Top litigators, former prosecutors, judges, turned counsel, compliance architects. Income ranges from high six figures to many millions. They build the firewalls, trusts, settlements, mergers, crisis playbooks. One complex client can power a practice. With blackmail leverage, the asks cut to the bone, pick the venue, slow the case, settle on terms, introduce the right mediator, draft a friendly clause, advise a co-conspirator, or quietly discourage a witness. Even a perfectly lawful professional judgment call can tilt the field. Which particular legal figure comes to mind as you watch this? Models and socialites, runway talent, influencers, PR darlings, party circuit regulars. Net worth spans precarious to very comfortable. The brand is the asset. Visibility pays the billable hours. Being seen on the right deck is a verified badge in real life. The host gets glamour that sells the myth. Blackmail leverage here leans on visibility. Show up at this event, post this caption, befriend that guest, recruit a friend to a shoot, or simply keep quiet when rumors spark. One photo can legitimize an entire scene. Which particular model comes to mind as you watch this? Pastors and church leaders. They lead congregations, ministries, and denominations. Net worth ranges from modest stipends to very wealthy through books, TV conferences, and nonprofits. Most rise via seminary or lay ministry, plant churches, build programs, and manage nonprofits. Time with a famous billionaire means big donors, buildings, studios, scholarships, and relief funding. The host gets a moral halo and access to large, trusting audiences. If someone had blackmail leverage here, the asks get targeted. Public blessings and photo ops, stage invites, fundraising pushes, softened or delayed statements, a steered board vote, friendly vendors or charities chosen, congregants mobilized for events or policies, key introductions across faith networks, and strategic silence when it matters. Which particular pastor comes to mind as you watch this? Athletes. Pros, Olympians, retired legends, up-and-comers. Net worth ranges from league minimums to generational fortunes. Careers hinge on short performance windows and brand deals. A clinic, a charity match, a dinner with owners can turn locker room fame into equity. Under blackmail asks, tilt toward influence markets, endorse a partner, appear at a tournament, invest in a friend's startup, push a charity tie-in, or stay away from a competing event. Even a single selfie can sell a room of buyers. Which particular athlete comes to mind as you watch this? Media and journalists. Anchors, columnists, editors, publishers, producers. Some are household names, others steer coverage quietly. Their product is narrative, what matters tomorrow morning. Off-record chats in glamorous rooms become on-record, framing weeks later. If blackmailed, the asks target framing. Take the meeting, soften a line, elevate a counter voice, delay a story, spike a rumor, or platform a clean guest to launder a message. Even the order of facts can change outcomes. Which particular media or journalists comes to mind as you watch this? Tech entrepreneurs. Founders, product leads, early employees with equity, angels. Net worth runs from ramen budget to unicorn rich. They move fast, ship, learn, raise, scale, exit. Private salons offer capital, celebrity endorsements, and doors into labs or sovereign funds. Blackmail leverage here buys technical and capital favors, invest on my terms, share the deck early, hire this CTO, pass on that acquisition, integrate my vendor, boost my token, or lend your name to a research project. In tech, a well-timed nudge can swing a market. Which particular tech entrepreneur comes to mind as you watch this? Entertainment industry executives. Studio chiefs, streamers, agents, producers, label heads. Net worths often in high 6 to tens of millions, with outliers above. They greenlight the stories culture will binge next year. A quiet lunch can birth a franchise. With blackmail leverage, the asks are pipeline levers. Cast this actor, hire that showrunner, buy that project, bury that doc, award a soundtrack slot, book a venue, or delay a story that lands too close. Gatekeeping is power. Leverage makes the gate swing on command. Which particular entertainment bigwig comes to mind as you watch this? I make videos explaining complex stuff and stunning visuals. Subscribe for more.